Psalm 107, verse 17. Some became fools through their rebellious ways and suffered affliction because of their iniquities. Hey, this could be a sermon, right? 3 fools, right? 3 fools in the Psalms, okay? The Psalmic fools, all right? I don't know, I just thought about it right now. This could be a good sermon. Yeah, I could do this next week. Okay, all right. So, again, what are we saying here? The Psalms have to do with choices. And choices ultimately will determine our destinies. And we saw that Psalms 1 and 2 point to that theme that pervades in Psalms. Psalm 1, you could say, your choices determine your destiny. Psalm 2, the better choice is to serve God. Okay? How you choose God? Well, will you choose God? It's really up to you. But the Lord, what? Watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked shall perish. Psalm 1, verse 6. By the way, that's a very Jewish way of teaching wisdom. 2 paths, 2 destinies, either life or death, right or wrong. That's even used by Jesus, right? Remember? 2 sons, 2 houses, right? Very Jewish way. Okay. So yeah, our choices determine our destinies. And you must make your choice. Okay, moving on. The next theme is justice. We broached this topic yesterday with the imprecatory Psalms, but we want to talk about it a bit further here. In Psalms, God is portrayed as a powerful and righteous judge. So many Psalms mention God as a judge. Some will even insist that God judges every day. In other words, His justice is being dispensed daily. At least that's how the psalmist saw how God is overall, that's how sovereign He is. He judges all the time. The laments are complaints brought before a universal judge who is able to act on the psalmist's behalf. They feature a longing for justice and judgment. Remember, we said yesterday that the laments are, in a way, they're offerings. You go to God, you have something in your hands, which is actually in your heart, right? And you offer it to God. Your cries, your pleas for deliverance. Why do they do that? What makes them approach God? It's like what Hebrews says. We have confidence to approach God. The psalmist saw God as a righteous judge and a good judge. And so it gives them hope that when they lay their requests before God, they will get their answers. Justice and hope come together in the Psalms. Here are some verses to underline. I would underline these in my Bible. Remember your word to your servant, for you have given me hope. For you have been my hope, sovereign Lord, my confidence since my youth. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are God my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long. So you'll find the theme of hope in all kinds of psalms, but you'll see them in laments, right? Even when the psalmist is crying out for justice, he's telling himself, acknowledging to God, or sometimes even reminding God, Yahweh is a God of hope. Another exercise. Because the psalmists strive to remain godly even through their pain, these are 2 things that 2 psalms that I'd like you to reflect on. Read Psalm 7 and 59, and here's something that you could discuss among yourselves. What is the psalmist going through? What could be his temptations? And how does he stay godly? For those in leadership in the church, you could use this in your midweeks as a D-group time, right? The time for discussion. So you get it together in small groups. Someone reads Psalm 7, someone reads Psalm 59, and here's where it gets really practical, okay? you relate to the psalmist by looking at his feelings. What is he going through? And then, what are his temptations, particularly to be ungodly, like to retaliate, right? Or just to sin as well, to sin out, okay? And then the question is, how does he stay godly? And there, the psalmists do have ways to make sure they're on the right path. They're in the path of righteousness. Eugene Peterson calls the Psalms tools. The Psalms are tools for daily life. And so the psalmists are equipping us to stay godly even through these times of sorrow or pain. Okay, so much for justice. Let's take a short break at this time.